Leaving off from our last conversation about where your beef comes from, I had just introduced to you the beef packers, and specifically the big four. Those would be JBS, Tyson, Cargill, and National Beef. Now, they're not the only beef packers, but between the four of them, they're called the big four because they do process roughly 80% of the cattle that come to market in this country. We don't talk too much about the packers. I feel like they don't get a whole lot of attention, and that's probably because the packing industry is not what you would call a sexy industry. It's not exciting like selling sports cars or really cool iPhones. It's just not that flashy. But I feel like they are an important part of the conversation of the food chain as it pertains to beef, because they play a vital role in getting over 30 million head of cattle processed every year. They take this live animal that's 1,200 to 1,400 pounds on the hoof, and they turn it into something that you and I can use right away just by picking up a package at the grocery store. They do it quickly and efficiently and with great detail and attention to food safety. You know, many of these plants that these packers have the capacity to process between 2,000 and up to 6,000 head of cattle per day. So in order to get that kind of volume through a plant and to do it well, they have solid processes and procedures in place that are guided by science and proven successful results. One of the things I just want to highlight in today's talk really is the food safety. Here, for example, if you go online, all the packers have a website, and typically they'll have a page or section of their website, that highlights things such as food safety, animal nutrition and humane handling, sustainability, all kinds of stuff. So what you're going to see right here is Tyson's website, and this is just a little picture of what the fabrication line looks like. Now, they don't show a whole lot of the inside of the plant, and primarily it's because every plant has its own unique engineering, for the way it's set up and the way that they process that carcass. And really, they don't want to make that public information because they don't want their competitors to know what they're doing. It's really just sort of proprietary information. They're not doing anything bad. They just, want to keep their competitive edge. Now, that said, on the note of competitive edge, let's go over here to National Beef's website, where they've got a great section here that really explains food safety. So I was actually in a National Beef plant out in Dodge City, Kansas, going through a tour, and their representative, he said something really cool. He said, when we find something that's working really, really well when it comes to food safety, whether it's a new innovation or just a new discovery or whatever, he goes, we share that with our competitors. We call up Tyson and Cargill and we let them know what's working when it comes to food safety. He said food safety should not be a competitive advantage. The truth is when one packer has a problem, like let's say a big recall, and it gets out into the news, it's just bad PR for all of them, for the whole industry. And, besides the idea of not wanting, bad press, they truly do want to put out a safe, wholesome product because their family's eating the same beef your family's eating, and they don't want to make anybody sick. So, going back to the food safety here, just to give you an idea, there's a lot involved. I don't really have time here in this short video, but let's just start. And you'll see things here where they have comprehensive training for all their employees. And they also have pretty good supervision, to make sure that the training is being adhered to as people are on the job. One of the points I'll make here in the center, leading interventions. National uses over 14 processing interventions to manage pathogens and control microcounts, which help us to go beyond traditional HACCP, SOP, and GMC procedures. HACCP is hazard analysis and critical control points and standard operating procedures. These are things that are basically like checks and balances and, processes and procedures put in place to ensure that they can minimize as much as possible any kind of problems when it comes to food safety. Again, we're going to go a little bit further into this, but if you're ever curious, you can go to their website and check more out. And we'll see you on the next video.